Who truly wielded more power, an ancient king commanding armies and shaping destinies, or a modern president at the center of a global web of technology and finance? Ancient rulers seemed like gods among men, their word law, their reach vast. Today's leaders don't lead cavalry charges, but they command economies and arsenals that can change the world in an instant. Their power is checked by constitutions, media, and international law, yet their influence is global. This isn't just swords versus satellites, it's about how the very nature of power has evolved. Let's journey through time, from the absolute rulers of the past to the complex systems of today, to see how power has transformed. So, let's begin our investigation. Let's journey back in time and meet the titans of ancient power. These were figures who shaped civilizations, commanded armies, and left an indelible mark on the world. Alexander the Great, a name synonymous with conquest, led from the front, forging a vast empire that stretched from Greece to India through sheer charisma, tactical genius, and battlefield brilliance. His military campaigns remain a subject of study to this day. His authority was absolute, his will unquestioned. He was seen as a god among men, and his decrees were law. Julius Caesar, a name that echoes through the ages, combined military genius with political cunning, skillfully turning loyal legions and personal fortune into a powerful dictatorship that reshaped the Roman Republic. His power was so total, so absolute, that only assassination, a desperate act of defiance, could stop him. Genghis Khan, a figure of immense historical significance, united disparate Mongol tribes, unleashing disciplined armies and a wave of terror across continents, to build history's largest contiguous land empire, an empire that connected East and West. His rule, though often remembered for its brutality, was also pragmatic, bringing order and a degree of tolerance within his vast domain, fostering trade and cultural exchange. These men, Alexander, Caesar, and Khan, embodied raw personal power. No parliaments, no courts to check them, no elections to win, just the force of their will shaping the world around them. They could build magnificent cities, fostering centers of culture and commerce, or they could destroy them utterly on a whim, leaving only ruins in their wake. Their control was direct, immediate, and often brutal, enforced by armies loyal only to them. Their charisma, their military prowess, and their sheer force of personality inspired both unwavering loyalty and profound fear in equal measure, making them the ultimate authority, the final arbiters of life and death. Ancient power was concentrated in the hands of a few, visceral in its application, and world-shaping in its consequences. No checks, no balances, no constraints on their ambition or their actions, just one person, standing alone at the apex of society, wielding absolute control over law, the military, and the very lives of their subjects. This was power in its purest, most concentrated, and arguably most dangerous form. Now, let's leap forward in time to the modern era, a world vastly different from the empires of old. The US president is often called the world's most powerful person, a title that carries immense weight and responsibility. They are the commander-in-chief of a formidable nuclear arsenal, a force capable of global impact. They also lead the largest economy in the world, influencing markets and trade on a global scale. And undeniably, they are a global influencer, shaping international policy and discourse. But this immense power is carefully wrapped in constraints, limitations designed to prevent abuse and ensure accountability. There's Congress, a co-equal branch of government, the courts, interpreting laws and ensuring justice, a relentless media scrutinizing every action and decision, and the regular elections that hold leaders accountable to the people. In Europe, national leaders must constantly negotiate with the EU, a complex supranational organization, sharing authority and building consensus among diverse member states, a far cry from absolute power. This is far from the unilateral decrees of ancient emperors who ruled with unquestioned authority. In Russia and China, power often appears more centralized on the surface, but even leaders like Putin and Xi must navigate the intricate world of party politics, respond to global pressures, and be mindful of the often unpredictable force of public opinion. Modern leaders, regardless of their position, operate within complex systems carefully designed to prevent absolute rule and the concentration of power. Their influence is undeniably immense, but it is always checked and balanced by institutions, laws, and public scrutiny. They must compromise with opposing viewpoints, skillfully persuade others to support their agenda, and effectively manage complex institutions with competing interests. Even the most powerful leaders today cannot act alone in a vacuum. They are dependent on advisors, experts, and the cooperation of others. Their power is widely dispersed across various branches of government and societal institutions, not concentrated in a single individual. The age of the single, unchecked ruler making decisions without accountability is definitively gone, a relic of the past. It has been replaced by a complex web of constraints, shared responsibilities, and global interdependence, shaping the landscape of modern leadership. The tools of command have changed dramatically throughout history. What once defined leadership is vastly different from the strategies and resources employed today. Ancient rulers led from the front, often seen at the vanguard of their armies, forging bonds in battle, sharing the hardships and dangers with their soldiers. This created a sense of camaraderie and loyalty, and ruling by decree, their decisions absolute and unquestioned. Their word was law, carrying immediate and often irreversible consequences, their presence immediate, a tangible symbol of power and authority. They were directly involved in the lives of their subjects. Modern leaders command from afar, often separated from the direct consequences of their decisions, using encrypted communications, satellites, and instant media to project influence across vast distances. Ancient power was swift and personal. Decisions were made and executed with little delay. Modern power is bound by law, constrained by constitutions and international agreements. Debate, a constant process of negotiation and compromise. And oversight, ensuring accountability and preventing abuse of power. Orders once took weeks to travel, relying on messengers and physical documents. Now, a leader's message circles the globe in seconds, reaching every corner of the world almost instantaneously. This instant reach brings both influence and scrutiny, amplifying both successes and failures on a global stage. Ancient rulers inspired loyalty and fear. Their authority was often unquestioned due to the perceived divine right or military might. Modern leaders must manage economies, navigating complex financial systems and global markets, technology, adapting to rapid advancements in the ever-changing digital landscape, and public opinion, constantly gauging and responding to the sentiments of their constituents. Today's power is about steering vast, complex systems, understanding the interconnectedness of global challenges. Not just issuing commands, but fostering collaboration and building consensus. The basis of control has shifted from raw force, from military might and physical dominance, to the ability to navigate and influence global networks, understanding the flow of information and resources. Power is less about one person's will, the singular authority of a ruler, more about mastering the machinery of the modern world, understanding and leveraging the complex systems that shape our lives. How rulers are remembered reveals the nature of their power. Ancient leaders left myths, monuments, and cities. Alexander's Alexandria, Caesar's calendar, Khan's empire. Their legacies are legendary, shaped by their own hands and celebrated for centuries. Modern leaders leave behind policies, libraries, and digital archives, legacies measured in data, debate, and ongoing impact. Today, a leader's story is shaped by journalists, historians, and the public, not just by their own decree. Ancient rulers could craft their own legend. Modern leaders' legacies are contested and constantly re-examined. The shift from myth and marvel to data and debate marks a fundamental change in how power is remembered. Legacy now belongs to the many, not just the one. So, who held more power, the ancient conqueror or the modern president? Ancient rulers had absolute personal authority, decisive, unchecked, and often terrifying. Modern leaders command global systems, influencing billions, but are constrained by laws, institutions, and public scrutiny. Power has shifted from the will of one to the management of many. The sword has become the economic sanction, the decree a negotiated treaty. If power means absolute command, the ancients win. If it means shaping the world at scale, today's leaders hold a new kind of power. The final verdict? That's for you to decide.